Hey, you guys, I want to talk to you for a minute. And once again, I'm not sure why my webcam is not working the way I want it to, but we'll. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys a little bit about peer review and why peer review is so important for a research paper or any paper that you're having to write. So, first off, it lets a fresh set of eyes look at your paper. I've given there some specific questions, and I know when you guys look at this, you're going to think, oh my gosh, that is so much. That's really not, and I'm going to go through that in a minute to give you some information about how to answer those questions, some of those questions on there. But peer review is really important because if someone else is looking at your paper with fresh eyes, which means every time you peer review, you want someone different to look at your paper so that it gets better every time. The same person may look at it twice and not pay quite as much attention or think they've already read it or they understand it. And so this way, it literally helps you improve your paper and it improves your grade every time you have it peer reviewed. So you're going to have at least 2 peer review days. Utilize them wisely. Make sure the person reviewing your paper is serious. Be serious when you review someone else's paper. You're going to get a grade because your in-class proctor or your in-class facilitator is going to make sure that you have completed this form because everyone's going to peer review 2 different papers. So if we look at this, you're going to put your name, the date you reviewed it, and who the paper belongs to. And on your peer review form, you'll have questions on the left and a place to write your answers on the right. I don't care whether you use this digitally or you use it, or you print and make a copy. If you use it digitally, you're going to have to make a copy of it because I will not give you editing rights. I'll just give you a copy of it. So if you open it up, you can make yourself a copy of it. Now, so let's look at some of these questions. How is the thesis structured? Did you understand when you read that first introduction paragraph, did you understand what they were talking about? Did it follow the instructions? Did they give a clear thesis with some supporting information in it? Did it grab your attention? Do you understand what's going on? Is this thesis complex enough? So can you understand what's going on, or is it too easy and too simple and it needs to have some added information? When they did their thesis, is their argument clear? Is their main idea stated, and is it clearly stated, and do you understand it? That's what those first two boxes are asking about. And does the introduction out and the thesis and the introduction, does it outline where they're going? Like when you read the introduction, do you kind of know what to expect from the paper? That's what that question is asking. How does the idea in this paper progress? So do they support their argument? As you read through the paper, is it clear where this paper is going? Is it organized? Does it make sense? Are there transitions between each paragraph to help you know kind of an introduction to the next paragraph and an introduction to the next paragraph? Are the paragraphs too short? That's a yes or no question. Can the writer, maybe they can take that paragraph that's too short and integrate it somewhere else. What I'm looking for you to do on these, once you get to here, can the paper develop a paragraph more or integrate this information somewhere else? So what I want you to do, because these pages are numbered, the first thing you should do, which I should have said this already, and I apologize. The first thing you should do with someone's paper, and you need a printed copy of the paper for peer review, is you need to number the paragraphs, because this makes this sheet a whole lot easier for you. So what you can tell them, if a paragraph is too short, you can write too short, page 2, paragraph, page 2, PG2, PR for paragraph, or write out paragraph 3. It's too short. It can be integrated somewhere else. Maybe it could be integrated in page 4, paragraph 3. So give them that information. Does the writer are the paragraphs too long? Where is it too long at? Give them some examples of paragraphs that might be too long, and tell them where to split them. So tell them after sentence number 5 in paragraph 2, that needs to be a new paragraph. Let them know that, but use it that way. I'm not asking for you to rewrite their paper. Tell them in their paper where the paper needs improvement. Is every piece of evidence followed by analysis? What that means is there information? If I give a quote, is there reasoning for that quote? Did I introduce the quote, or did I follow up the quote with legitimate information as to why that supports my argument? And if not, how could I better explain that? Paragraph 3, quote is not explained. Improve flow. I mean, you can write things that simple on this for someone to understand. How does the writer use the quotations? Is everything a quotation? Is the whole paper a bunch of different quotes? Do they paraphrase places? Are there quotes that they've used that are like a half a page long that really they needed to summarize that and paraphrase it and cite their source? Give them that information. Is it clear that their argument is supported and it connects to the thesis? Does the maker, or do they just put their own opinion in there? Remember, in a research paper, you can give some information, but your whole paper can't just be your opinion. You have to literally back up your argument with research-based evidence. Are they using citations in the paper? So did they put by their quote, did they put the right citation in the paper? Remember, you have to cite within the paper. If they're not, then what you put is paragraph 2, no citation for quote. Page 1, paragraph 5, no citation for quote. Paragraph 5, paraphrase with no citation. So those are the things you're doing to peer review this. You're looking to make sure that they're using the right format. Going back to that introduction and conclusion. Did it hook me in? Do I understand what's going on? Does it provide context on the context that's going to be covered in the paper? When the introduction, is it with some kind of cliche or some kind of regularly used quote? If so, maybe they need to do a better job, or is it a definition? I don't need you to define what psychology is or what mental health is. I need you to start in telling me why we need to change it, or there have been no improvements or vast improvements in mental health care, or how development of a person's overall well-being, mental well-being, the development of their being can be inhibited by certain things. I mean, that's where you get your opportunity to give your thoughts. In the conclusion, does it introduce new information? Because when you have a conclusion, you should be wrapping it up, not giving me new questions. And then if so, tell them, it's got a new question, they need to restate it or they need to rework that. Does the conclusion summarize the main points of the paper? The introduction and the conclusion should almost be restatements of each other. And does the conclusion reinforce or close it out that my argument is right, that my research proves what my thesis is? Now, it's going to take you probably 30 minutes to review somebody's paper, but then they have an opportunity, just like whoever's reviewing your paper for your first draft, you have an opportunity to go back, review it, use your peer review form, and make your paper better a second time. If there's time, do it a third time before you turn it in for that final draft. You want to do the best you possibly can. You don't want to waste class time that you're given to do this peer review and it not benefit you in the end. The job of this whole project from the beginning is, and I want to explain to you why you're doing this. One, the first and most important part is it helps you understand how important human growth and development, not just of the body but of the mind, and how the mental health of all of our healthcare patients, how fragile and how important that is, and how so many things can impair a person's ability to grow, to improve, and to develop, or to be a productive person in society based on multiple different things. As a healthcare worker, we don't just treat symptoms. We treat people, and people have their whole body is connected. If they're stressed, it impacts their body and their ability to be physically healthy. Mental health and physical health go hand in hand. And so we need to understand the mental health. And that's why we're doing this project. That's the main reason. Also, Another reason to do this is research is extremely important in everything that we do in healthcare and everything we do in life. It is so easy to pull up tons of information on anything on the internet, but understanding how to get good information that has facts to back it up, that it's truthful, that it's been proven, those are the things that are most important. I can look up mental health on any social media anytime I want, but I'm not necessarily going to get legitimate information. I can look it up on Google anytime, but that doesn't mean every source is a legitimate source. It could just be someone like on Wikipedia. I can go in if I have a Wikipedia account and I can change anything I want on it. So you want to make sure that before you just make decisions on things in life, you have to do your research before you make major life decisions. So that's another reason to do this. It teaches you how to do research. It teaches you how to put those thoughts together and how to pull that information in and how to write a good paper. Trust me, guys, writing papers is something that you're going to do, or writing reports, or reading reports, or reading papers, or reading information, reading manuals. Those are things you're going to do the rest of your life, depending on no matter what you do. Policies you have to read. You may be writing policies. You got to know how to get the best information for those policies. So research is really important. And knowing that you have good research and that you can take that research and develop it into something that's your own and to support your argument. Because trust me, most of us like to argue our point. This just makes you be able to argue your point and be intelligent about it. So if you guys have questions about peer review, please let me know. Otherwise, you're going to do this a couple of times and you'll have a much improved paper with every peer review. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.